What's everyone, Kajima Toshi, and welcome back to episode number 161 of the Inline G Flute podcast with me, your host, your boy, your motherfucking Inline G. 161, or should I say 161, because today we're going to be talking about Deutschland. Have you ever wanted to study in Germany? Have you got confused about all the German websites, trying to look at music colleges and going, what the fuck is that? What the fuck? What the fuck is a Hochschule? Alright, have you ever thought, I want to play in an orchestra in Germany and get all those lovely German euros that everyone's been talking about? Then this is the episode for you. I'm going to break it all down on how you too can bring your instrument over to here to lovely sunny Deutschland and make loads of money off it, like I've done, alright? I'm going to break down every question you have, every aspect of this, because a lot of people ask me, how do I go to study in Europe, especially Germany? And I think when they say Europe, they mean Germany. So I'm going to give you this. By the end of this episode, you'll all be fucking yearning to sprech some Deutsch, all right? Because it is a bit of a haven for classical musicians. There's no doubts about that. Germany is the king for orchestras, by the way. So good, in fact, that in 2014, UNESCO gave Germany this thing of like national intangible cultural heritage for their contribution to orchestral landscape and theatre. It's massive here. So today, I'm going to give you all the info you need if you want to come here, okay? For example, at this minute in time in Germany, there are 125 state-funded professional orchestras in Germany. There's a lot more private ones, by the way. We're talking probably well over 200, 250 orchestras in the country, okay? Now, Germany does rank their orchestras. You might have heard about it. The state ones are ranked A, B, and C. Not a direct indication of quality. It's more so the salary brand you're in, or the salary bracket you're going to be coming into. But yes, it usually is quality. For example, the Berlin Philharmoniker in Berlin Phil, they're going to be an A orchestra. Obviously, your B orchestras are going to be maybe your more smaller cities. Yeah, maybe somewhere like Mainz and the symphony orchestra there. And then a C orchestra is going to be even smaller. So you're going to like the smaller, I can't even think of an example of a C orchestra now, but we're talking an even smaller city. Again, it's all about salary, okay? And when you get a job in Germany, I should clarify this for my international friends. We are going to get to the studying bit as well, but just so you know what you can get at the end of your studies. Germany, when you get a job here, you have full health insurance. And I mean full health insurance. Insurance up to the deck, all right? When you're insured in Germany, you will get a doctor's appointment that day or the next day, and you're fully fucking covered for everything. You will not pay a penny, right? The way it works is 14.6% of your salary goes to health insurance. So the more you earn, the more you pay. It comes out of your salary, and when you have a job, your employer pays half, okay? So it's not really 14%, it's 7% of your salary. And you don't notice it goes out of your wages, and again, fully covered. The pension is the same thing, okay? Your employer pays half, you pay half, it's a salary, it's a percentage of your salary. And it's a nice wee pension as well. Your sick pay is unlimited in Germany, obviously, okay? For the first 6 weeks, you're paid 100% of your wages. After that, you're paid 70%, okay? But sick pay is unlimited. You don't get like fucking 10 sick days a year. You get as many sick days as you want until you're not fucking sick anymore, obviously. And the last big benefit, two big benefits. One, there are 20 mandatory holiday pays for the full-time job in Germany, plus the 9 national holidays that come. So you're at least 29 days off a year paid holidays. Some employers will put it up to 32, and it depends on the state, and you might get a wee extra one. The really Catholic states will throw in an extra one for something Jesus did. Now, what else? The other big thing, what do I want to say there? Something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, you can't get fired. You can't lose your job in Germany. Once you've passed your trial period in any job, it's impossible to get fired. You're so protected as an employee here. And if you do get fired, you get a lovely big payout package, and you usually get your wages to at least 60% paid for 2 years. It's the German dream. Getting fired from a job in Germany is the fucking dream. You live like a king for a couple of years. So it's a great place, and you can get a real job in orchestral music. So the studies to become an orchestral musician are going to reflect that. It's very logical, very fucking German, all right? So when you're coming to Germany, you're not coming to a conservatoire. You're coming to a Hochschule, okay? Hochschule means top school, and it's a Hochschule für Musik, or Hochschule für Musik, okay? They will offer bachelor degrees and master degrees. Some of them even offer something beyond that, okay? They are all run by the state, all of them, okay? And university is 100% free. Sort of, okay? It's free for Germans, it's free for people from the EU, and in most cases, it is free for people from outside the EU as well. You do pay a thing called a semester fee Depends on the uni, but it's normally about 200 to 300 euros. But that is also including your travel ticket to make sure you have unlimited travel and your health insurance. So it's not a fee to the university, it's for all the admin stuff, but you get a lot out of it, okay? There are 16 states in Germany, okay? One of those states is called Baden-Württemberg. Okay, fuck, I hate talking German. And that is the exception for non-EU nationals. In that state, they can charge non-EU nationals up to 1,500 euros a semester. Okay, they can. They don't always, but they can. Still a lot cheaper than an American university, but still, it's worth paying attention to that state, okay? Fucking pricks. We'll get to that later. But anyway, for coming to Germany, if you want to come over here, there's a few things you need to get sorted out early. Language, okay? You are going to have to fucking spreek a bit of Deutsch over here. Now, different places will ask for different levels. There is the international language scale, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. A1 being fuck all. That means you can say your name and where you're from. You can pick up A1 German in about a week. Most of them ask for B1, which is light conversation German. Okay, B2 is advanced. C1, you're fucking good. C2, you're a native speaker. Okay, usually they ask for between A2, B1. Sometimes B2. I think in Munich and Bavaria, that general region, it's B2. Okay, but most places will accept you anyway to study, even if you don't have the language certificate, and it will come under the criteria that you get that language certificate within the first 6 months of your study, and usually they pay for your lessons, okay? So don't worry too much about it. It's good to get a start on it now, get a couple of lessons, learn a bit, do a few things. They don't always like speaking English here. They can, they don't always like it. You will get a lot more respect if you just give it a fucking Guten Tag before you start, all right? So it is worth getting on, but don't panic about it too much. Now, if you're from the EU, you do not need a visa to live or work in Germany. You can just pop over and away you go. If you're not from the EU, first thing I would do actually is check if you can get an EU passport. Go check if you got like a fucking Irish granny or an Italian uncle or something, some kind of connection to get a passport from an EU country. It will make your life so much fucking easier. But if you cannot get one, you will get issued a student visa. You will get it, okay? Unless you've committed crimes in your home country, you're going to get it. Your university will give it to you. You'll have it for the entire time you're studying here. And when you leave, you can switch that to a job seeker's visa, which gives you up to 2 years to go and get a job in your relevant field. And you can get a visa off that. You can also work in that time, but your visa is not dependent on your employer. You can just do whatever you want. And those 2 years, you've got a visa. After that, if you want to stay longer term, you either have to get citizenship or you have to get a job and they will sponsor your visa. Usually it's a specialized job. Orchestral musician will count. So if you get a job in an orchestra, you'll stay here, you'll be grand. They'll give you your visa. Now, very importantly, this is the big difference. Unlike the rest of Europe, music schools in Germany are not centralized in the capital city or 2 cities. So before we do that, I'm going to do the Patreon read because we're 7 minutes in already. Okay, I'm going to do the Patreon. So if you're a regular listener of this podcast, skip ahead. Okay, you know what I'm about to do here. But if you're new around here, please lend me your ears for just a little minuto. The Inline G podcast is free. It'll always be free, and that is a motherfucking guarantee, alright? But if you wish to donate to the podcast, you can now do so through the Patreon. On the screen now is the address, and for the audio listeners, it is patreon.com/the Inline G Flute podcast. Listen, guys, it costs €5 or $5 a month to support this podcast. You get an episode every single Friday. 4 episodes a month. If you enjoy this episode or a couple of episodes and you think, fuck, that was great, it was free. If I saw Gareth in the pub, I'd buy him a pint to say thank you. That's what you're doing. If you don't want to sign up for a monthly thing, sign up and immediately unsubscribe. That way you're only just giving a one-off payment of $5. There are no sponsors on this podcast because if there were, I couldn't swear. I couldn't do half the episodes I've done recently. I couldn't talk about politics. So I said, fuck the sponsors. We are the biggest flute podcast in the world. We are 100% listener funded. That money really helps. 1, it's paying me for my work as an artist because this podcast is a lot of fucking work. But 2, it allows me to turn down other work to focus on this. I'm getting paid for my art. This is fucking class. This is the dream. I love this podcast and I love the community around it. But the patrons especially, they will never know how important it is that they are there. They have changed my life, okay? So thank you. If you can afford to sign up, even for 1 month, okay? Just a one-off €5 payment to say thank you. It would be massively appreciated, okay? If you can't afford it, don't worry. You'll get the same podcast as everyone else. Nobody gets extra episodes. It is a system based on kindness and soundness. So, unlike the rest of Europe, as I said, Germany does not centralize all its music schools to the capital city, or maybe even just a capital city and a second city. Because orchestras in Germany are everywhere, so it makes sense that music conservatoires, or Hochschulen, are also everywhere. Germany actually is quite a strange place in that sense because it has a few big cities, but they're not enormous. We're not talking, like, Berlin is not the size like fucking Paris and London and all that, New York. We're not these massive things, and there's not a lot of them. German life really revolves around these mid-sized cities. There's fuckloads of them, and we're talking like maybe 50 to 200,000 people. There's loads of them in Germany, ones you probably haven't heard of. All those cities have orchestras in them, okay? So therefore, there's plenty of conservatoires. That's real German life. It's outside the big cities. Now, unlike some countries, if you want to come here and study music, you need to know the professors. You cannot just rock up over here, go to an audition and expect to be accepted. It won't happen. You need to start knowing the professors beforehand, okay? You will not pass the audition in if you're raw dogging it. So research the teachers. Or, do you know what? Don't research the teachers. Keep listening to this podcast because Dickhead here has done it all for you. As if I've nothing better to do than look at fucking German flute teachers across in fucking Bavaria. Now, there is no way, this is so important, I'm not just saying this, there is no way you can say that one music school in Germany is better than another. It's not like that. I know that is the case in most countries. It is not the case here. There are so many. I'm going to give you like top 10 most well-known music colleges in Germany, a couple of bonus ones as well, and we're going to go through them quickly. So we will start in the capital. Berlin does have a Hochschule, a music school. It's called the Hans Eisler Academy. Very well known. The flute professor there is Mathieu Dufour. Okay, you might remember him. He was previously the principal flute of the Berlin Philharmonic. French, obviously great. One flute teacher, one class in Berlin. Now, if you move over to Hamburg, there is a Hochschule there. It's actually called the Brahms Conservatorium. Okay, Brahms Conservatorium, Hamburg. The flute professor there is Paolo Gouveia, and it's up in the north. Okay, great city. Lovely crack, okay? Now, if you go to the fancy part of Germany, we're going down to Munich in the state of Bavaria. They have the Hochschule Musik und Theater München. So that's a Hochschule as well. There's two professors, as far as I'm aware, down there. There's Ulrich Meyer and Andrea Lieberknecht. Lieberknecht. Fuck, I can never say her name. Is it Knecht or Lieberknecht? I think it's Knecht. Fuck, I never asked her. Andrea is amazing, by the way. Love her. Now, we come up to my town of Cologne. Cologne... or Köln, very important actually when you're Googling that. Cologne in English, Köln in German. K-O with the two wee dots on it, L-N. They have a Hochschule here, Hochschule für Musik und Tanz. There's dance, Köln. It's a little weird because they have campuses in other cities. So they have a building in Aachen and Wuppertal, which are two separate cities from here, like an hour away. They're basically entirely different music colleges with their own staff, but they fall under the umbrella of Cologne Hochschule, okay? Wuppertal, for example, the flute teacher up there is a guy called Dirk Peppel. Very, very good. Aachen, unfortunately, I've been told is disappearing. So it's not going to be there anymore. It currently has Eva Marie Thibault. I've been told it's going to disappear. I've actually been told Wuppertal might disappear as well, unfortunately. But anyway, Cologne, the main building, currently has Robert Wynn, who was my teacher, the English guy. I don't speak to him much. I don't really know what's going on. Didn't end that well, but he will be leaving very, very, very soon. He's leaving this year. He's retiring. So I haven't heard the official news on who's replacing. There's been people going in and trying him for it, as far as I'm aware, but it's not been announced publicly yet who's got that job. So Cologne, you might have to wait a couple of weeks to find out what's going on there. Now, while we're talking about colleges, I want to talk quickly about North Rhine-Westphalia, NRW or NRV. I hope I aren't boring you here, right? I hope you're still fucking with me there, lads. It's the state here in Cologne. So Cologne is based in the state of NRW, North Rhine-Westphalia. It is super densely populated. Super dense. So within 1 hour's train of each other, you have places like Cologne, Düsseldorf, Bonn, Essen, Leverkusen, Gelsenkirchen, Dortmund, Detmold, Bielefeld, all based in this one state. So there's fucking cities everywhere. Mönchengladbach's in there as well. I forgot about that. There are 4 major music colleges in this state. Again, very close to each other. And there is a thing called the Deutschland ticket in Germany, which means you can travel. Deutschland ticket is €60 a month and it's unlimited travel on all the trains and buses that you want in the entire country. And if you get to be a student here, it's included in your semester fee, okay? Unlimited travel. So that means you can bounce between these cities and you can study in one and live in another very easily in North Rhine-Westphalia. So coming to the North Rhine-Westphalia is essentially doubling your money. For example, you can live in Cologne, but you can go and look at Bochum. You can spend a few hours in Dortmund. You can study in Essen, but afterwards, you get to leave the third world and come back to civilization in Cologne. And you're doing the people of the Ruhrpott a favour, by the way. It lifts their wee spirits, the people up there. To see someone with a smile coming up, their wee faces black with cold, looking up at you and seeing a bit of happiness, you're doing them a favour. Okay, it'll lighten the place up. And the good news is, you don't have to live there. You can just study there and you can come back. Because all those places are fucking shitholes. But joking aside, Cologne is the cool city here, okay? Very liberal, very fun, very international. Bonn is a similar kind of vibe, but very quiet in comparison. Dusseldorf, nice city, but it's rich and it's fancy. Not my cup of tea. I think everyone up there is a prick. All the other cities are shit. Wouldn't recommend living there, especially as a foreigner. Do not go near fucking Dortmund or Bochum or Essen if you're a foreigner, okay? You will be fucked. But there are 3 other music colleges in North Rhine-Westphalia after Cologne. There is Dusseldorf, which has the Robert Schumann Academy. 2 main teachers up there are Evelyn Degen and Michael Faust, both previous guests on this podcast. Both amazing flute players, by the way. Evelyn is incredible. Michael just retired as principal flute of the radio orchestra in Cologne. Fucking incredible player. Like, amazing people. Also, I do believe, as of next semester, Andrea Oliva, flute superstar from Italy, is going to be teaching up there as well. Worth paying attention to. Then in Essen, you have the Folkwang University of the Arts. It's a slightly funny name. Don't let that put you off, okay? It's a great school and an amazing flute teacher up there who is Anne-Catherine Heinzmann. I've met her a few times. She is incredible. Really. Do not let the fact that it's called Folkwang University of the Arts and doesn't have music in the name, don't think, oh, I'm going to ignore that one. That's a really good one to think about, okay? People kind of forget about it. And then there is also a Hochschule in Detmold. Detmold is out near Bielefeld. Honestly, never been. But I've heard nice things. There are 2 flute professors there, very good ones. There is Janos Balint, the Hungarian guy. I mean, Google him a bit. Janos, Janos, Balint. Or there's Hans-Jörg Wegner, who's also great. There was also, if you're Googling this, there was also an orchestral center in Dortmund where you could do a master's program in direct orchestral playing. It was like a vocational degree where you did that, and it really was just fully studying how to go straight into an orchestra. It was a fantastic idea. It was funded by all 4 of the conservatories in NRV, but they stopped funding it last year. Actually, if you go to the Orchestral Centre's website, they have a really bitchy post about, like, due to the 4 conservatories not sponsoring us anymore, we have to close. Beautiful building, but unfortunately it's in Dortmund, which is also a shithole. Now, there's a couple more colleges to look into in Germany quickly. There is Leipzig as well, out in East Germany, or former East Germany. There's one flute class. It's the Hochschule for Music in Leipzig, and that is Anna Garzuli Wahlgren. I mean, amazing. Again, really top teacher, and great orchestras around in Leipzig, and that's Bach City as well. There's Hanover, which is famously the city in Germany with the most perfect German. The Hanover Hochschule for Media and Theatre. Again, music is not in the title, but it's still a huge part of it. You should not miss out on that just because it hasn't got that. The flute professor up there is Annadine Björn Larsen. They also have a couple of people listed as tutors, which I wasn't sure about, but Christoph Renz, Gunther Westenberger, and Juliana Wolf. A lot of these people you're not going to have heard of, but they are playing as principal flutes in really good orchestras for a really long time, okay? Also, we have a big Hochschule in Dresden called the Karl Maria von Weber place, Hochschule. Really good there, 2 flute players up there, Stefan Retti and Bernard Corey. Then there's one in Weimar, which is really good. It's the Liszt Hochschule, which has Magdalena Bogner, Anna Kuschal, Ulf Dieter Schaff, a couple of other people. Then you go down to Stuttgart, which is a Hochschule, and David Formizano is teaching down there. And then also you have Frankfurt, another major city, and the teacher there is Stephanie Winker, who is amazing as well. So German courses, when you come to study here as a musician, they're really geared towards making you a professional musician, playing professional musician. So they are going to give you a lot of experience in playing in orchestras, chamber music, all that. My advice, don't always go immediately for the big cities and then just give up. It's not like when you go to France and you get rejected from Paris and Lyon, you go, well, fuck. Or you go to London, you don't get it, and you go, well, fuck. There is so many places here. The big cities are saturated. If you go to the smaller places, you're getting amazing tuition, and you're probably getting the path directly into an orchestra down there. I would seriously look at them. They are not better or worse. They are different. Okay? And it is like the old days. You kind of train for the orchestral industry and you get a job in the orchestral industry. Like fucking hell. But do go learn a bit of German, right? Now, there are some downsides to living in Germany, believe it or not. It's not all orchestras and schnitzel over here. Number 1, the food in Germany is dog shit. Germans are going to fucking gaslight you into thinking that they have good bread. They love saying this. Yeah, we have over 2,000 types of bread, yeah, or brot. 3,000 types of shite. Shite. It's all dry shite. It's the kind of stuff they say, oh, it's good for your stomach. It's fucking shite, man. Absolute shite. They eat raw pork and onions shaped into a fucking hedgehog for their breakfast. That's considered gastronomy down here, right? The wine, Riesling, tastes like pish. Tastes like pish water. So overhyped. If you in any way enjoy eating food, you will suffer in Germany. Right? I would go as far to say is I think it is the worst food in the world. The worst food culture, certainly, in the world. Now, that's not to say there's no good food in Germany. There's plenty of good food here. But the general culture is terrible. The bread, for example. Germans get so wound up about this. I will say, oh, the bread in Germany's shit. And they'll say, well, where did you get your bread? And I say, oh, I've got it in Camps, or I've got it in Backwerk, or I've got it in Mels. And he's like, no, you must not go there. You must go to the bakery that my grandmother went to in Oberpissmannsreuth. Like, man, I don't argue that there's probably good bread somewhere in some fucking shithole in the middle of nowhere, but the general standard is shit. And they're like, no, all these chain bakeries, yeah, you don't go to them. Like, someone's fucking going to them because they're everywhere. The most popular places to buy your bread, Germans like, oh no, that's shit. I'm like, you're fucking eating it because there's one on every fucking corner. So obviously, someone's fucking eating the bread. It's not eating itself. Do not let them gaslight you, all right? The general standard for food in Germany is honestly the worst on planet Earth. I would accept the argument that Holland is worse, maybe Britain, but anywhere else, nah. Germany is fucking awful. In this country, food is fuel. It's not something to be enjoyed. Also, the bureaucracy in Germany is a fucking nightmare. Making friends in Germany is very difficult. Jesus fucking Christ. It will take you years to get German friends. True, when you get them, they're like dogs. They're very loyal, but fuck me, it's a lot of work to get a German mate. They stare at you, by the way. When you come to Germany, especially if you look foreign, they will stare at you in public transport. Get ready for a lot of fucking staring from Germans, right? Social skills, small talk, all those things, it holds zero currency in German society. Do not expect to enjoy the art of conversation in Germany. People don't talk here. And honestly, worst thing at the minute, Germans are quite racist. Honestly, they are. And they love to pretend they're not, but look at the rise of the hard right here. Look at the way they talk to like foreigners. I'm telling you, they are a little... I've suffered from it, and I'm one of the good foreigners. I'm fucking white. I'm going to be whiter. Jesus Christ, I'm like Casper sitting here. I still get shit for being foreign on them. They have an ingrained racism that they hate to admit, but they fucking do. It's alive and kicking. But put all that aside, the music scene, especially the classical music scene in Germany, is amazing. It is the best in the world. And there are plenty of other foreigners here that you don't have to spend too much time with German people. Becoming truly integrated in Germany is meeting up with people from around the world and jointly complaining about the Germans. You get your German passport for that. In fact, that's my favorite pastime in this country. So if you need any more information or help in coming here, come and hit me up. I'm here. Maybe hit me up in general on socials. Go follow me on Instagram. Give this a wee fucking review when you're listening, please. If you're on YouTube, for the love of Christ, subscribe, please. Like, I need to plug this more. You get away too easy with this. So anyway, enjoy. I'm going to be in Ireland at this. I think actually when this podcast comes out, I will be at a kneecap concert. So might not survive that. So good luck with coming to Germany. Free Palestine. Tschüsseldorf.